Hey everybody, Cam Capital here with a video on GameStop today, April 14th. So GameStop, pretty big day today, up 18%, closed at 166.53. So pretty big reversal over the last 2 days, right? So if we zoom out here a little bit, you'll see, last Thursday had a high of 189, put in a low 132 yesterday, first thing in the morning, and then we got a high today up at 174 before closing at 166. So just the last 2 days, $42 move. 30% essentially there from the high to low the last 2 days, and GameStop might be making that swing higher. So GameStop did retire a lot of debt. I read different articles saying they basically wiped out all their debt, but so they had a 7-day losing streak, the longest losing streak in 3.5 years. Dropped 26.4% during that time frame. We got back up 18% today. Right here, so Thinkorswim gets rid of entire debt. I think they got $216 million of senior notes due 2023 at par. So market reacted pretty well to that, and I think you kind of got the, just the overall market sentiment today. With Bitcoin pushing higher with the Coinbase IPO, so there was a lot of eyes in the market, a lot of retail eyes, especially with Coinbase, and GameStop made this quick move. Well, first off, it gapped up slightly pre-market, but that first 5-minute move shot us up. So this orange line here, I know it's bold on the 5-minute chart, but really it's drawn on the daily, so it's kind of misstrued of where it's truly at. But nonetheless, does kind of act as resistance, but we are outside the active trading range. We pull back, can't put in a new low, using that 200 EMA, and we take off, in 1 hour, go from 145 to 174. When it was consolidating here in the mid-morning, I tweeted out, this could be, another run, set a new high, and then we just couldn't break that 170 level, right? So here, this classic cupping action, but just 170, seller stepped in, couldn't knock us through it, and you'll see here just on the chart with volume, right? Pretty big wall of sellers according to the volume at that 170 level, pushes us back down to 157. Get a bounce, push higher on the close, and after hours here we see pull back a little bit, but still, nonetheless, great move for GameStop today. AMC followed it up as well. I'll have a video on that shortly after this one, or they'll be releasing at the same time. But if we jump out to the daily, you see here, we talked about it in yesterday's video. I'll link that too. But here, we wicked that 78.6 fib the prior day. Got to 135. And then buyers again held that low 130 level, basically puts in the doji. If you candlestick investor or believer, doji roll, whatever the next candle is usually the direction that it's going to trend. So you get a doji, and especially in here, we're in this downtrend. Doji reversal goes green, so now it looks like market sentiment's changed. Bulls coming in, and you see we get an increase in volume. So yesterday, only 6.8 million shares traded. Today, 21 million shares, so 3 times the amount of volume came in today. The candle's pretty green, a lot of buyers stepped up. So I mentioned that orange line is a rising line support. So we got from the lows back at mid-February to the lows after earnings, and so so we got that one bounce off of it last Friday. Monday came through, basically sold right down through it right at the start, and now we push back above. So if we can open tomorrow and stay above that trend line, that'd be a pretty positive sign to go higher, right? So we kind of fussed around with it a little bit. You look at on the 5-minute chart today, and kind of where it crossed out here is in the 162s. That's about where we're consolidating in the afternoon. So that area still, I think, could be an inflection point going into tomorrow. But if we can get green or gap up overnight, that could be pretty bullish moving forward. And then still here where we're at as well, we do have the moving averages, right? So we pushed up through the 22 today. Sellers knocked it down. 22 sitting right at 169.9 right now, so that right at that 170 level. And the 9 EMA 164.66, so we closed above that. And then we had the crossover to 50, which was resistance yesterday. And then lastly here, if we go out to the weekly, you see, the big move today made this candle back green. It's basically getting in here, a long wick and get a big price reversal here. looking to go forward into the week. If this can push higher, you can form a hammer. So we'll just have to see. So if we can use the fib levels that we have, right? So last time we went through the 78 level, we pushed back to 61.8. So long term, we could be looking at getting back to the 200s. If we can reclaim this trend line on the daily, right? Weekly is going to be skewed too as well. Long term, we can get back up to this $200 area, where there is consolidation, multiple days striking there. But we do have to get to that 180 level first, right? So there's a lot of volume. The volume congestion's right between 180 and 185, right at that 38.2 fib, right? This blue fib was from the first move up. And if you watch my previous videos, that has been a very major area of support and resistance for GameStop. So I would suspect if we can push that, in the next 2 days to close out the week, that could be a make or break point for the move higher, or to act as resistance and send us back down at least to the moving averages. So we'll just have to wait and see. And then one last thing, still just trying out these standard Dev channels. You see on the daily, not much there. The half Dev mark, it was 153. So basically, when we opened right away, that's where we had that first sell-off. But you see, we go down to the 5-minute level. I think it fit a little bit better today. Oops, don't need that. So if we just remove the trend line, so you can see a little better. But we pulled back. You can say we got within 1% range of the one standard Dev, pulled back. Moving averages act as support. One more pullback at that standard Dev, then we push through it. Somewhat of consolidation at the 1.5 area, and then we pull back at the 2. So and then kind of consolidate on both sides at the 1.5 the rest of the day. So look to see if we stay in this upper standard Dev range on the 5-minute between the 1 and the 2 for tomorrow. So that's all I got for you guys on GameStop. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think we get a good push higher? AMC had a ton of calls by today. I haven't looked at GameStop's numbers yet, but if you know that, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.